Toronto Deputy Mayor Doug Holyday is joining me now on the line. I'm so glad you're with us this hour. Can you begin by clarifying for us what is going to be happening now with the protesters? Toronto police won't be moving in after all.
Well, I don't know that they intended to move in tonight or even any time this week. We issued the notices to the people to let them know they're violating our bylaws. And as with any other bylaw, we try to get compliance as opposed to drag people through the court system. And I'm sure that's what would be happening here, that they get the notice and then we would try and work with them to get them to move on. In the end, if they don't move on, then I guess the city officials and the police and others who've had experience with these matters will figure out how to deal with it.
So how closely is the city working with Toronto Police? Ultimately, who makes the decision as to the protesters' fate?
Well, the decision will be made, I guess, by the city staff, the parks people, the social services people, the city manager's office, and the police. And it will be done when it's appropriate. We've got one problem there, and that is that there's a sprinkler system in that park that if not cleaned out properly will freeze up, and if it freezes up, it's going to cost us $50,000 to replace it. So we're not about to let that happen.
So is this a setback for you? Is this a setback for the city, the fact that the judge has said the protesters can stay for now?
Well, I didn't hear that yet.
It's just being reported.
Pardon?
It is just being reported, yes.
Well, I guess that means that the judge wants some time to review what's being asked, and that's appropriate too. We're trying every possible way to get this to end peacefully, and if this is one of the steps we have to go through, then so be it.
Deputy Mayor, talk to us about what people in Toronto are saying and feeling about the protesters this many weeks in. Are they sympathetic to their cause? Do they feel they've made their point? Well,
the ones that I've heard from aren't very sympathetic with it, and we've had, between the mayor's office, my office, and a couple of councillors that have been involved in this, we've had hundreds of emails and phone calls from people that live in that area and do business in that area that simply want their park back. And I think you could appreciate this. Anybody that lives in a neighborhood that's got a neighborhood park, if they suddenly woke up one day and a group of protesters were occupying their park and they couldn't use it any longer, that would be a big concern.
Are the councillors all in agreement?
No, there's a segment of council that are quite on side with the protesters, that think that this is the right thing to be doing, and they don't seem to object to them using a city park in this fashion. But I think the majority of council objects, and I'm sure that the majority of residents object.
And where is Mayor Ford today in this?
Mayor Ford has clearly stated his position on this. He wants them out.
Deputy Mayor Doug Holyday joining us from Toronto on the line. Thanks very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.